Are you shitting Brix?
Welcome to Curiosity Public. My name's Dutch.
My name's Jules.
Me llamo deferential Dylan.
Yeah, you don't know that in Spanish.
And welcome to yet another episode of our ultimate spirits competition. Anyway, it's our quest to review every sipping spirit, blah, blah, blah. We have a crazy hard 100-point scoring system, and in this episode, Cascahuin 11 Brix. You guys heard about this?
Yeah, what's Brix?
It's kind of a cool little label thingy here. Let me give you guys a close-up of the bottle.
What is Brix?
I don't know what the deal is with the label. Maybe somebody can tell us if they know. On the back...
If you cross your eyes, like Magic Eye, like AROMA comes out.
So it is Blanco Tequila. 53% alcohol. NOM 1123. This is kind of a special annual release from Cascahuin. Cascahuin? Is that how you say it? I can't say it right. Anyway, I'm going to give this pour. Dylan, you know anything else about it? It's high proof, first of all, 53%, and it's supposed to be like high sugar content, right?
Well, I mean, the 11 Brix is supposed to be a representative of the sugar content, right? Fermented liquids. It's a measurement of dissolved solutes in a solution. So why is this special though? Well, I think what they wanted to do is they got the...
It smells like sugar cookies.
Yeah, they got the agave, and they basically focused on fermentation, and it's supposed to showcase fermentation techniques in different containers. So you do it in steel, you do it in wood, you do it in concrete, and they all kind of impart different flavors. And we've experienced when they change the kind of containers that they use to create these products, much like in G4. So I'm curious about how this is different. Yeah. I mean, this is definitely an academic exercise, although I will say it is a very expensive academic exercise.
Yeah, Jules, price paid
$400.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot for a Blanco, an unaged
Blanco
tequila. So it did get us thinking that maybe this is the right time to do one of our trademarked taste-offs.
Wait, who could have stole that phrase and segment?
I don't know. Everybody send an email to the Ascots about stealing our taste-off.
Yes,
yeah, without giving us credit. You can use it, just give us credit. Anyway, we're going to be doing a taste-off for members of Curiosity Private.
Don't use it. No, you can't use it.
This guy's so salty, huh?
No, you cannot use it.
Hey, good
That's
artist
garbage.
coffee, great artist steal. Dylan is speechless.
I just cannot believe this.
Okay, anyway, we're going to be doing a taste-off for members of Curiosity
What a
Private.
scam, dude.
Between these two bottles. So G4 released the Madeira, which is a different kind of fermentation. They use the wood fermentation tanks exclusively for it. And I guess they do use them, but they blend it. This was all wood. And this is a special release. Comes in at 90 proof, so not quite as high as the 110 or 106. But they are both special releases. Again, the 11 Brix we paid $400 for. I think you can sometimes get it closer to $200. It's marked up a lot.
Good luck.
The G4 list, I think, was like $60 or $70.
Yeah, I think I got it for $78.
And you could get it. And they did announce another batch of it for this year. And they have
Good
a repo.
job, G4.
They have a repo coming as well from the
Good
first
job,
batch.
G4.
So,
I'm excited.
We'll be getting to that after this episode. Again, for members of Curiosity Private, if you want to see that kind of content, hit the join button down
That's a
below.
video. That's a video worth watching.
Yeah, or go over to Patreon because it's all there too. Good tasting, guys.
Good sales.
No, I was talking to myself.
No.
Guy.
Telling myself to watch it. Because I don't have this on my shelf. And I don't know if I should.
Yeah, I tried to buy a bottle from Canada and they canceled my order. But they were very nice about it.
Was it Canada Day?
What the fuck does that even have to do with anything?
They don't work on Canada Day.
Maybe that was
It's like our 4th of
Well,
July.
then I wouldn't have gotten an email. Something weird here.
Yeah. It's even on the aroma.
I cut the inside of my mouth on that pizza crust last night. It kills me every time I take a sip of booze.
You cut your lip on pizza dough?
Roof of my mouth. I scraped it, you know?
On pizza dough?
The pizza crust that was crispy, you dingus.
What are you, a freaking made out of donut or something? What are you, I don't get it. Like, how do you get cut? How do you get cut from a... Okay, comment below, folks.
Where's your tequila shirt?
Do you ever get cuts in your mouth?
I didn't get it
by
scraped
eating
the roof of my
pizza?
mouth. God.
Yeah,
Did it slice open your, demure palate or something?
Did you get a boo-boo on your...
This one's a hard one, man.
It is, isn't it?
Super difficult. Did you guys use calculators in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one did you
You use the abacus, right?
TI-81.
TI-82.
HP.
I had the HP.
Oh, my dad had one. Was it the reverse polar notation?
Yep.
Yeah.
I had that too.
That was so weird to use that. Because it was a
love that
plug-in. You had to plug it into the wall for power.
Yeah, I remember that. I love that one.
God, I love that calculator.
So cool. And it was like the old school LED
Yeah.
red.
Red.
I created a video game on it.
Did you pretend you were in Star
Was
Trek?
it Snake?
No.
All right, we've had some time to taste. We've all scored it. Scoring was pretty quick but confusing for me. I had a hard time, but the numbers came quickly. But I'd love to talk about this one. Before we do that, though, before we reveal our initial scores, Jules is going to tell you all about our scoring system.
That's right. We have 100 points across 10 categories, so mostly 10 points each. They include aroma, flavor, body, complexity, balance, finish, uniqueness, drinkability, aesthetics, and value. However, flavor we had 20 points, and then aesthetics and value 5 points each. You can bet on competition. If you get a 16 up, you go from bronze, silver, gold to diamond.
All right, initial score time. Now, of course, this can change. Like I said, we are going to discuss it. We might go back to it and taste it, and our numbers might go up. They might go down.
I can taste
That's
this.
why we discuss it. My initial score... 72.
77.
Look at this guy giving golds all the time. 72.
Correct score, sir. Maybe.
Gold.
Actually, I don't really know.
Silver.
Yeah, we're all still in the silver range.
Idiot.
Didn't you just hear him describe the scoring system?
What happened to market correction?
Maybe he is correcting us.
This
is the market correction.
Maybe we're off and he's trying to correct us. So
Whatever.
let's see what he's got to say.
Haters over here.
Jules
Always
throwing out the
haters.
diamonds and golds.
It's because he bought this bottle.
Yeah, right there, folks. This is the reason why we buy,
bias.
right?
This is
wanna
why
talk about the end.
Okay, let's start with aroma.
Now Jules can't eat for a week.
He's been saving for 3 months, man.
True.
Aroma, 8.
8. Unanimity.
Really good, but kind of confusing to me because I got like the clean, crisp sweetness, an herbaceousness, a mintiness.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like I couldn't smell the agave.
Yeah.
No, I got the agave.
But it's there, but it just doesn't smell like all the other agave.
I guess for me, that's the thing. It didn't smell like all the other agaves that was familiar to me, so it almost felt fake.
No.
And that's where
I wouldn't
it
say
was
fake. It just was like obfuscated in some way. I don't know why.
You get the same. You know, if you had knows any of your favorite Blancos, you're gonna say, "Oh, I get that. I get it here." The difference, though, in this is that it really makes the sweet, sugary components more upfront, and so it confuses your nosing kind of technique because it just kind of clouds everything all the time, and so you do have to take I think extra time to look underneath or nose underneath it all.
Did you guys get this too, where from a little bit further, it was very bright sugar, and as you got deeper into it and closer to the product, I got more of the earthiness.
More the cooked component. Yeah, very pleasant.
Yeah, it was
I'd say,
interesting.
why isn't it a 9 or 10? For me, I think the spectrum that it's covering is skewed toward, again, just the sugars. And so to me, it's missing. I wish I could get more of the cactus flower. I wish I got a little bit more earthiness. I want more of that cooked agave flavor or the aroma
the reason it's not higher for me
that is not sugar.
It was muddled to me.
I think it's the sugar. It's the sugary
maybe
component.
Maybe that's why.
I think a certain demographic would love this because they'd be like, "Oh my goodness!" The first
sweet.
word that comes, it's sweet.
Yep.
It's very sweet.
Okay, let's move on to flavor 16.
I gave it a 16. It was just kind of a number that I had to put.
I was in between a 16 and a 17.
Yeah, I gave it a 17.
I see that. It's a strong 16. I might have been able to be talked up to a soft 17. Pepper.
Yeah.
The herbs are there. The sugar's definitely there.
Punchy sugar. Punchy sugar.
And again, the agave was it read the way it was on the nose. It was more on the earthy, really cooked side, but not bright and fruity.
Yeah, exactly.
which is the other end of the spectrum. And I don't know that we can dock it for that because this is just this side of that spectrum.
You know what this is? This is one of those things where like I go, if you go and buy agave syrup, right? And you nose agave syrup, which is very concentrated, or you mix that agave syrup in something, like in a cocktail or whatever, you're like, oh, okay, that's like sugary agave. That's what I'm tasting here. Yep. And it's extremely bold in its presentation. I think this is the reason perhaps why people think this is great, because again, it's sweet.
But here's the thing is that's the beginning of the palate. At the end of the palate, it almost turns bitter.
Yes, there's a bitterness component toward the finish, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But I really think that, for a Blanco, it's hard to judge because you're really, on one hand, because you're missing that barrel influence, you're playing with fewer cards, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it's a purity game at that point. And, I don't know, Jules, talk us up. Why are we off? Why are you higher than us?
No, I mean, this was a soft 17, honestly. It was one of those for me. Again, I took it away because of just the lack of agave concentration. Because I was getting a lot of the sweetness on the palate, and
did you get the bitter at the end,
not really. For me, I got a mintiness, and I was just more on
a
the
mint.
I got
definitely a mint.
I carried through, though. Like, at the end, it
didn't really carry through for me
bitter
on the finish. So, it was still enjoyable. That's why I think 17... It's right around the wheelhouse.
All right, next category, body. I thought it was good. 8.
I gave it a 6. I think this is very, very weak.
In
terms of, it's got a decent mouthfeel.
Great.
No,
me too.
No, I mean, I look at the viscosity.
Why are we always on the other end of the spectrum with body from him?
That's true.
It's almost like every time.
Well, he has the super tongue.
It's really
must be
thin
doing more muscle.
to me.
Right.
It's very, very thin to me. It's thinned out. I feel like, I went to Jules' house and he was trying to give me something, but he wanted to thin it out so he can make it last longer.
Like in Virginia Black.
Yeah, it's like thinning out soup. You keep putting more water.
Well, we
in
have
it.
different experience. I mean, to me, I like the way it coated the palate. It was a little bit syrupy. It was nice.
Me too. Same here.
I liked it.
I felt like they just cut it with more water and they just wanted to make it last longer.
106 proof for a tequila, man. That's high.
It tasted like
Okay.
20%.
Next category, complexity, 7.
7.
I give it a 6.
I think you're a little low.
No, I think the problem here is
there's a lot of
You
components.
described a lot, bro.
That's not
It's
a problem.
sugar.
That's one
You
aspect of the
described a
complexity.
lot.
There are other. We just talked about all the other flavors.
I think you're attributing that for balance.
You're thinking balance.
I want cactus. I want fruit. I want that earthiness. I want more mint.
The earthiness is there.
You admitted
the herb is there.
You admitted
these flavors are all there.
These flavors were all there.
They're just not
I think
balanced.
you should dock balance.
You got to bump that up
from a
point.
complexity.
All right, fine. I'll go to 7 then.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
a 7.
We're arguing for one thing.
I know, but it's that's
Okay. I mean, it's not the best.
No, it's a 7.
It's all right.
So let's move to balance, which for me was a 6.
I gave it a 7.
I give it a 7 as well.
Yeah.
This is everything you just said. This is where I docked it. That's why this is a 6 and complexity is a 7.
See, the problem I had was, it wasn't. There's not that many to balance out.
But for a Blanco, that's what you have to work with usually.
No,
You have
Blancos can
3
be
or
extremely
4
complex.
Yeah,
We've had lots of Blancos. Think about G4 Madeira.
Yeah, but that's like the cream of the crop. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so
like a
you do
10.
have to. Yeah, you do have to kind of think about those things. And I say, complexity.
I am thinking about that.
You
We're talking about balance now.
forced me to go up on that. Balance.
So you want to force him up one?
Well, you haven't convinced me. Why is it well balanced? It doesn't taste well balanced to me. You just got
This is not a 9 or a 10, dude.
I gave it a 6.
Yeah, that means you're just thinking average, close to average.
All right, I guess we're not arguing. So let's move on.
You're actually agreeing.
I'm gonna still yell at you for agreeing with me.
Yes.
I used your own
See how
words.
these two roll.
I'm finished. 7.
I give it an 8.
I had an 8, but I went down to a 7. Yeah, I agree.
It's okay.
I get that.
It's that bitterness at the end.
I guess it wasn't as strong for me.
But it's not like so
it's
bitter.
not off-putting.
It's not so bitter that it's off-putting. It's kind of just,
It's okay.
The duration is good.
The
there are
there.
flavors.
Yeah.
You know what it was? It was very jarring because most of the time, like 70 to 80% of this experience is about playing around with the sugars in your mouth, right? It's very, very sweet. And then all of a sudden, when you stop drinking and now you have to contend with the finish, you're getting all these kind of weird bitterness and a little bit of like kind of slightly off-putting herbaceous component. The mint disappears and it just becomes like this leafy vegetable. There's a lot of these kinds of things. And so,
See, isn't 11 Brix really low sugar? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know.
I thought like high sugar things were like 30 Brix.
In wines and...
Oh, really? Okay. I don't know. You're supposed to be the expert. The internet's going to call you out, man.
I don't care. This is not for the internet. This is for me.
Call him out. Okay, next category, uniqueness. 8.
8.
I give it an 8.
Yeah, it's very unique for what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
for what they're presenting, how they presented it.
I don't know that I can think of other Blancos that I would instinctively say are just like this.
Yeah.
It's got some unique characteristics.
I'm still feeling the bitterness, but
yeah, I am getting
that bitterness is unique in some
Yep.
way. Yeah. I mean, I've never had... Well, no, I'm not saying I've never had, but I don't think I've had a triple tank blend, I guess. Like, fermentation
Blanco,
vats, right?
Yeah.
In a Blanco.
Yeah.
Like, when do you get to drink out of concrete?
Any day you want.
That's why it's unique.
Next category, drinkability. I give it a 6.
I give it an 8.
I gave it an 8, but then the bitterness is now kind of really overwhelming, so I'm going to bring it down to a 7.
When are you going to reach for this? That's go back to the question here. I don't think I'm going to be reaching for this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially at the price. But
It doesn't matter.
I just think
No.
it's
So if somebody poured this for me,
So
I'm just
now,
gonna sit
whether or not
there.
you're going to reach for it, doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna sit there. I'll sit there and I'll finish it for sure because it's not. It's not off-putting.
So what if I poured you another?
100%. Yeah,
Wouldn't you rather have a pour of something else next? Though?
yeah, for sure.
That's a 6 to me.
No, that would be a 9 or a 10.
If you'd rather have a pour of something else next?
No, 9 or a 10 means I will go back no matter what.
I know. I'm saying
A 7 is
I'm
somebody
saying
pours it for you and you're happy to drink it. If you say it's a 4, if you pour it out.
No, I'm saying you just had it, you just finished it, and I'm going to offer to pour you another glass of it, and you're going to say, no, I'll have something else. Right?
No.
Yeah, you probably
to be polite, as a polite person, I mean,
to be polite, you gave it a 7 or
I know.
whatever. That's fine.
it's fine.
I get it.
It's
That's a strong 6. I understand the 7. 8 seems a little high for me, though.
Yeah, 8's a little high, but again, Jules bought the bottle.
Market correction.
He's like,
That is a market
I better
correction.
drink it. That's what he's going to be thinking.
8?
It's drinkable. I mean, I'm not, it's not like a perfect.
Drinkable at a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
I think it's more 7. I bring harmony.
The fact that you're not even trying to argue me up makes me think you're not very confident in your score.
Well, because, I mean, what you guys were describing, right? Like the bitterness, I just wasn't getting it.
Right.
So it's like,
That's
it's not
fair.
off-putting to me, you know what I
Sure,
mean?
whatever.
That makes sense.
It's a matter of what I say
I was
anyway.
like, why do we ask you anyway?
Exactly, it's true.
All right, let's move on to the last 2 categories, aesthetic and value. Aesthetics, I give it a 5.
I give it a 4.
I give it a 4.
It's a bottle with a sticker.
It's a cool sticker.
tall
And
bottle.
sticker
look
is
at the
cool.
utility. It helps us focus our camera.
Yeah, I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Like our audience member will know what that means.
They don't know, but it does help with the
might
focus feature that we're using. I think it's great. What am I going to knock it for? It has all the things I like. It's got stats. It's got the Brix measurement. It's got the proof. Bottle number.
It's in a George C. Stack bottle.
I don't know. I like it. I'm going to stick with my five.
Looks good.
Final category. Value 1.
I give it a 1. There's only one reason to get
Same.
this.
The proof.
Yeah.
No. This is an academic exercise in fermentation tanks.
Yeah,
This
proof
is
and the
what
method.
it is.
It didn't educate
So that's
me.
actually why I gave it a 2.
It didn't educate me. It's
But
just
I'm actually tempted to go to 0.
I was at a 0, and I was like, you know what? There's something to get from
There
this.
is something-
What I'm going to
yeah.
use this in the future is, if a lot of companies release, most of it's going to be steel tanks, right? So we know what that's going to taste like. We now have wooden.
Yeah,
If somebody comes out with pure concrete tanks, first I'll let Jules drink it, and then if he doesn't die, I will try it. But and then I'll say all three combined, much like Captain Planet. I will try this and say, okay, does that make sense? So that's why it's a 1.
But on that note, let's get our final tally. Captain Planet.
Dutch got nothing.
I have no response. That was perfect.
Exactly.
Name of the movie. Okay. My final score, 72.
77. Market correction.
71. The fact that you had to pay.
Yeah, which gives us our official Curiosity Public score for Cascahuin 11 Brix 73. It is a silver. And
Pretty good.
It's gonna stay.
A silver for $400 does leave a little bit of a bitter taste in your mouth.
Oh, literally?
But
You're pointing to.
yeah, I don't know what to say about this. For as hyped as it was, maybe I built it up in my head, but it just,
I always do.
I don't know. It didn't really do it for me. It's not bad tequila by any stretch. This is somebody's jam.
Yeah.
But for the three of us,
400 bones.
didn't blow us away. It's good. But you got to realize a silver for us is like a gold in every other thing.
That's a double gold. For
Probably a double gold. Yeah.
Jules can't pay his
Electric
rent,
bill.
rent this month.
There goes my 2
Here's
cell
your rent,
phone
dude. We
bills.
just drank a quarter of it.
Seriously.
All right, Jules, take us out.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, just let us know. Subscribe for more videos for Curiosity Public. If you want to help us out, please consider joining Curiosity Private, membership program here on YouTube and Patreon. We are also selling t-shirts. We are selling that one. Links in the description. And we have a podcast out there on all the major podcast platforms. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious.
About our taste off.
I can't believe it was ripped off.
He's never going to let that
What are
go.
you talking about? I can
single
believe
person,
it.
man.
Because you're like the coolest dude on the internet, so everyone wants to do what
Everybody
you
knows
do.
about Dylan.
Yeah, they all.
I think this label looks cool, man. It's
too.
modern art. It's kind of nifty.
It's like
Is it,
it could be at the MoMA.
Is it Pomo?
Well, I guess this isn't for us, guys. Oh, well.
Pomo.
Pomo.
It would have been cool if they did the magic eye.
Is it a magic eye?
If you can,
Can you squint your eye? I can't.